Boom! It's Tuesday, so I've got an unboxing today to show you some wrestling related collectibles coming to DM Collectors Lounge. It's probably going to be November when these go on. October's dedicated to like Marvel and DC comics, so November we'll be getting these on. But yeah, wrestling related collectibles. Just before we do the unboxing, I want to share with you like the mentality in how collectibles come to DM Collectors Lounge, because there's basically three reasons that influence what collectibles come to my eBay store. So reason one, I say it on like Mondays when I'm packing orders, I always say, like, if it's a figure or maybe it's a vinyl or something that's sold, I always say this will make a really nice display piece, and that is one of the factors that determines what collectibles come into my eBay store. So for me, I really think like collectibles are a great way for people to show their personality, show their interests, and yeah, if collectibles can come in the store, that it's not vital. Like, not everything I sell on my eBay store makes for like nice displays, but if it does, then it's a really good collectible, in my opinion, to bring into the store. And the way that I decide if a collectible makes a nice display is I ask myself, if this person has it on display in the house and like one of their friends comes over, they're likely to ask two questions. If they walk in the room and they see it, they'll either ask, if they don't know what it's related to, they'll ask, what is it? And that's like a really good sign. It's a good display piece because it stands out. And then if you have a friend come over and they do know what it's related to, so say like wrestling, and they come over and they say like, oh, where did you get that? That's also a really good sign that it's a nice display piece. They're just my opinions, nothing to say like that's gospel, truth, whatever, but like that's how I determine. If say I see a collectible and I want it, I ask myself, like, would this make a nice display piece? And this one today does do that, in my opinion. So reason number two, I should have wrote these down. What else? Oh, so reason number two, when I'm buying collectibles, I ask myself, and again, it's not a necessity, but it helps if it's rare, because if it's rare, you're not having to compete with lots of other people selling these collectibles. Because if say this was a collectible that's mass produced and it's available out everywhere, you're always going to be competing with other sellers who don't necessarily value the collectible. They're more interested in making money on it, and by doing that, if say the certain people get hold of them, they'll always undercut the market, and that's when we see people we see the price of collectibles going down, which if it's rare, again, it's like a really good sign, and it's a collectible I want in the store because it's almost like free promotion. Fans of say wrestling might not have seen this before, so they'll click the store and just look at it out of interest, and by doing that, they might then see a wrestling figure that they do want, or like a wrestling t-shirt, and end up becoming a regular customer of the store, or even coming over to the YouTube, whatever. So again, today it's not a necessity, but that ticks that box. When this goes live on the eBay store right now, there's not any of these available in the UK. There's none listed on the eBay website, and I think there's less than 10 available on eBay, globally, where it's available for shipping to the UK. I couldn't see any more, but again, it's only as good as what people list it as, because somebody could be selling this not knowing what it is, and then if you're not using the right keywords, I'm never going to be able to find this collectible. But again, ticks that box. But yeah, number three, and this is the one where it always has to do this in order for me to bring it in the store, otherwise it's not coming in, and that's does it interest me? So the collectibles, every single collectible on my eBay store interests me. It either is an interest to me when I was a little kid all the way up to now, and by doing that, it means I value every single thing that I'm selling, because at the end of the day, if I'm wanting people to spend money on collectibles, I have to be able to say to myself, would I spend my money on this? And because if I don't value it, there's no way that I can expect other people to value it and spend their money. Like, people make money working, birthdays, Christmases. There's like multiple ways people make money, but there's no way I can expect you to spend your money on these collectibles if I don't value them myself. And this collectible today, it is something that interests me, obviously being related to wrestling, and the fact it ticks those other first two boxes is always like a really good sign. So yeah, we'll get it opened up and show you what it is. The unboxing will only be short today because, like I said, I think there's probably 5 items in here, but we'll talk about it. I'll just get some scissors. And I'd love to know what you think. Like, does it make a nice display piece? Is it something, like, there's a few of you that do watch this channel. Is this something that you would like in your collection? Like, would it look good, or is it something that you think, yeah, it's not that cool, it's not that rare? I'd love to know. So here we have it. So you know what, it's just something different. Like I said, there's none available on eBay UK, which for me is always a good sign. So first up, we'll talk about them afterwards, but we've got some wrestling magazines. But this is the reason why I bought it. It's just the packing could have been better because it has bent a little bit, but I am going to be able to obviously bend it back. But it's a 1990s 2x4 of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I absolutely love it. I think it makes like such a cool display, and yeah, it's basically just something completely different. Recently I sold the Hasbro, I think it's from the same range, where I sold Jake the Snake Sack and Damien the Snake. That sold, and again it was the only one listed in the UK, and I think that went for like over maybe £100 or just less, I'm not too sure. But this is going to be in like the same ballpark. But for me, I honestly think it makes like such a cool display, and there's going to be a few different ways that collectors will display this. Like, you could potentially put it on a shelf and it's literally just sat there. But when I talk about the 3 reasons, like I said, it interests me because it's wrestling. But what's really good about this is, I guarantee, if you have this in your room, whether it's games room, living room, wherever it is, if you don't know about wrestling, people will ask, like, what is it? And then people that do know wrestling, it's unlikely that they'll have seen this before, because obviously it's quite a fragile item. The fact that it's made of foam, like, a lot of these would have been lost, damaged, probably thrown the more they've deteriorated. So if you have like a friend over and they're into wrestling, they're definitely going to ask, like, where did you get this, and like, what year is it from? But you can see here, it does have the original WWF logo, and then if you bought this for your kid, they can actually go crazy on it and bash you on the head, because then it's not going to do you any damage. It's not an actual 2x4. It does have a date on, so on it, it's not going to pick it up on the camera, but it does say it's from 1989, and maybe it's made by Hasbro, so it's made in the USA. And so yeah, it's the Hasbro range. It's the same range as the WWF Hasbros that were released. It's got the Titan Sports trademark on there, but really cool piece. And like I said, it's definitely going to get people stopping when they see it and clicking on the store, which is what I love. And then I'll show you what else we've got. So these just came as extras, and it's not something that I was necessarily fussed about. There are some, I think, magazines in here, which they are what I want, but I'm not ready to list them on the eBay store yet. But we've also got this, which I forgot about. This is an Ultimate Warrior pillowcase, which, again, for collectors, unless you have the full set and you live alone, you're probably not going to be allowed this on your duvet set. But it makes, again, for like a really nice display. If you had that again with your collection on the wall, it almost makes like a bit of a banner. But you can see, let's see, yeah, so again it's 1990 and it's the Titan Sport range, but really nice. And any Ultimate Warrior fans, say if you've got like, I don't know, some of the Hasbros, that I think that would look so cool. What's it called, behind some of the figures, or even like over like a coffee table, and you have the figure on top. I think it'd look pretty cool. And again, it ticks that box of like being rare, because there might be a couple of listings on the UK eBay, but there's only like a handful. So it basically, unless somebody finds a, I don't know, warehouse in China that's full of these, it means that like it's always going to hold its value, and you're not competing with people who are just like more interested in like flipping it for a profit and stuff. So again, really nice display piece. And then I don't actually know what these are. So in here we've also got some vintage wrestling comics that have like Ultimate Warrior on, Undertaker. I am going to be building a multi-listing probably on the second half of October for all my wrestling magazines and programs, because I do want those on ready for Christmas time, because I think they'd be like make like really nice gifts. So yeah, I need to be getting on with them. And then we've got like a wrestling, is it No Mercy? Yeah, No Mercy game guide. Game guides are like quite popular. Again, I don't know if people buy them to actually use them for the games or just add them to the collection. Again, not many people thought of like keeping strategy guides. And then we've got a British Bulldog program, which again, it's got like a few benefits to it. It's got like the fact that it's got information on that you might not know, and then if you did want to put it on the coffee table, frame it, they make for like really nice display pieces. But like I said, it's just a short video today, just showing you some what I think are like quite rare wrestling collectibles that will be coming to DM Collectors Lounge. But yeah, let me know in the comments, do you think the 2x4 is something different, and have you seen it before? Yeah, let me know. See you in a bit.